Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited to sit down and film because we have a pretty recent release from a brand that I quite recently reviewed. I'm talking about the brand MIcka Beauty Shop and their Glacier palette. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, I quite recently reviewed and uploaded their two other palettes. It's the Nabla palette and the Peacock palette. And before I had been able to edit it, the brand had released two new palettes. One was called Blooming, which honestly didn't really feel like it was released in the right season because it was very bright, colorful palette, and then they released this palette called Glacier, and it's their like winter release, quite obviously. So I am going to test this palette out. I'm going to do one eye look because we are I'm about to leave quite soon for an early dinner, and yeah, that's the only thing I have time with. But before we jump into this palette, if you're new here, hello, my name is Helena, and here on this channel I love to test new makeup. I love to try new indie brands. Eyeshadow palettes are my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Are my favorite thing. Whatever. Grammar, who. So yeah, I also really love to use the makeup that I already own, so if you like product panning content, this is also a place for you to stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you be part of this. Oh, I hate when people say, be part of this family. No, but I would love if you subscribed, and please say hi in the comments if you found me and if you watched this video. It's always fun to hear from you. But yeah, let's jump into this palette. So, as of now, I have not swatched it because I don't have time, but this is what the palette looks like. Look at that. It's very, very pretty. This is such a stunning palette. I'm kind of reminded of the, is it Wicked Widow Beauty that had the Scissorhands palette. What is this? Yeah, the Edward Scissorhands palette. I think that the color story, if I remember, I think it's kind of similar. But yeah, this brand has some amazing shades. I found out when I tested the last eyeshadows. They have like stunning duochromes, multichromes even. I mean, I just dipped into that one. So I'm super, super excited to test out this palette. Yeah, I don't know if I should keep on rambling. Let me bring you a bit closer, and we shall shove this on my eyeballs. Okay. So, what are we doing today? It's a Saturday. There are so many good shades. I'm looking at this, it's like you see a purple, but it has, you can see there, like a green flip. What do we do? Maybe I'm going to start with this blue shade called Glaze and put that in the crease. Yeah, I have primed my eyelids with my Anastasia Beverly Hills primer. Maybe I should do a cut crease today. What do we think? Feels like it was at least some time ago now since I did one. So how are you doing? I'm actually not that stressed. I have stuff under control, I think. I have gotten a new job, which is super exciting. So I'm going to coordinate we are going to apply up where I live for the International Baccalaureate program, and I am going to be the coordinator for that. This shade applied beautifully. What do we think? Now, what do we do? Maybe I'm going into the shade maybe I'm gonna use a smaller brush and put Snowflake just a bit lower in the crease, and then I'm gonna cut the crease, so just to have like some, so I'm not super concerned about things going on my lid. I'm just... So what are you going to do this Christmas? Please let me know. Now I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just gonna, yeah. So we're going first to celebrate at my grandmother's because she's quite old and yeah, gets tired, so we're going to her first. And then during the evening, because in Sweden we celebrate Christmas on December 24th. And then we're gonna have some friends over and play like a Christmas game where I bought presents and so on. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the shade, this dark shade called Zero. This has like some glitter, but I don't know if it's one of those, it's just, it doesn't really show up glittery. I'm guessing that's the case, but... So I'm picking up Zero. There is like no kick up in pan whatsoever, and I don't know if I should have used some conditioner on this brush. I can really feel that I was a bit lazy when I cleaned this refer brush. I'm not used to having natural hair bristles on my brushes, so it's a user error. Going back into Snowflake, just to blend. I'm digging this. Some, I don't know, maybe ever so slightly patchy with this dark blue shade, but happy, happy, happy. Okay, let me take some of my Pretty Fresh concealer and cut the crease like so. I went to see a journalist, his like music journalist for one of the biggest magazines in Sweden. He's very recognized as a good journalist. He was having a show a couple of weeks ago, which was like a mix of him talking about his job but like mixing it with some humor, and he said that you can always fake being what did he call it, like interested in music. You can always fake if someone asks you. You can, the only reply you should have or that you can give, which will like give you some credibility, is that I liked, what was it he said, like I liked his first their first releases, but and not so much the latest. It's been very overproduced or something like that. So he said that this is always a safe thing to say if someone asks you about a band that you haven't heard. And that's the case, I feel, with Billie Eilish. I like her early stuff, but not so much, or I mean the latest isn't bad, but it's not kind of my thing. I enjoy her first releases a bit more. Now, I am so intrigued to use the shade Ice Flower. Should I do that? This purple? Or Aurora Borealis, which is like a green, gold. So a little eye space. That shade. That shade. This is the Cold Sea. Jesus. Look. But I don't know if it's No, it's not too similar. Yeah, we have to. That will have to be the one. I'm picking up Cold Sea. Now, on a refer, what are you? 21. I am spraying it with my Fix Plus just to intensify. Oh, look at that. I hope you can see the flip between like gold green to blue. So pretty. To blend in, I'm thinking I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna take Elsa here. Which is more of a purple to blue. Oh yes. Gorica. Then this, oh, look at E-Glow. Look, Jesus, Jesus. That will go on the inner corner. I also think I'm gonna prime my inner corner just with a white so that I know. I've been having some issues. I don't know if it's because it's so dry and cold outside, but my eyes have been really tearing up lately, which is annoying. So I need to prime and make sure that, so if I start crying, that I have some extra like things to make it stick. So I'm priming with my Colorpop Cream Gel Liner in Catsuit, and then my Soda Eye Pencil, which is just white. I put it in the inner corner. So now I'm gonna take a small brush and let me do the lower lash line before. Maybe I should take Aurora Borealis, that green one, on the lower lash. So this release actually sold out. I forgot to put an alarm and they sold out pretty fast, but then they all opened up for pre-sale or pre-order, and they sent, because they were very transparent with the like order time, so they said that if you make a pre-order there will be like 3 weeks for the palette to be produced and shipped to them, and then so I got it quicker than I expected, even though I had made this pre-order. So it took like a month, which, I mean, when I order something not on pre-order from the US, that's kind of the time it will take anyways. So I was not upset. Now I'm going into E-Glow, that stunning multi-chrome there, which looks, yes, white, but that intensity is quite severe. I'm gonna go with E-Glow and just follow the cut crease there to maybe brighten and emphasize the line. I'm so obsessed with this look. If you cannot tell by my reactions, I'm gonna go in with zero and just see if I can darken this up a bit. I hope that you can tell how excited I am about this eyeshadow. And then finally, let's take the first shade, that glaze shade, and just blend it a bit here. Obsessed. I will do the finishing touches. I will do the finishing touches, do the other eye, and I will be right back. As you can see, I'm crying on this eye. Oh, yeah, I will be right back. Okay, so my man is stressing me out because he says we have to go. but my eye is just crying severely, so I can't get anything to stick here. So this is the look as of now. I will be back later to kind of give you my thoughts, but apparently I don't have time to do that now. And hopefully my eye has stopped tearing up so I can actually fill in this blank space here. But this is what we're looking like, and I am quite impressed. But I will be back later to give you my thoughts because stress. Okay, I'm back some time later to give you just some closure on this palette. So my eye is still very, like, it's not the eyeshadow, it's just some kind of, I don't know, in the outer corner. It's really like some kind of eczema or something. It's not the eyeshadow's fault. So I am really enjoying this palette. I think the shades are very easy to work with, and the shifts in the shimmers is Gesundheit, Prosit, everything. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this palette. I think that you should check out this brand because they are onto something really exciting. Cannot wait to see what they will bring out in 2023. So that is it for me this video, and yeah, sorry for the weird cuts and everything, but you know, sometimes you have to do live before you do the filming. But yeah, let me know what you think about this look, and if you plan to pick up anything from this brand, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!